The biggest risk a man can take in his life is not taking a risk. If a man does not take a risk, the world passes him by, and that will be the end of him. If a man does not put himself out there, no one is going to come by to make sure he's okay. No one is going to give him money. No one is going to give him sex or love. He will get nothing from no one. Gentlemen, you have to risk it for the biscuit. And this is just not the case with women. Is this equal? No. Is this fair? No. Is that the way it is? Yeah. Work with it. And if possible, make it work for you. Take a risk. And one way to do that is to stand out from your immediate environment. If you are functionally indistinguishable from your immediate environment and your immediate competition, then you lose the game of mating and dating. Men have to stand out. This means that you have to create a contrast between yourself and your immediate environment and competition in order to even be visually recognizable as an individual man. Without this, you are simply field, not focus, and the world will pass you by. So, how does a man do this? How does he separate himself from his field? What I'd like you to consider is that the way men present themselves, especially with respect to how they dress, is like branding. It helps to think of dating in a sense like marketing. You want to create a brand to give a certain impression to your potential customers, which should motivate them to look more carefully at what you have to offer. You might have the best product or service in the world. However, if you cannot capture attention through marketing, you might not survive as a business. And just like marketing, it's all right for the branding to, let's say, be a selective or exaggerated version of what you potentially have on offer. It shouldn't be completely disjointed from what's on the menu, and as that will simply create problems further down the sales funnel, but it certainly doesn't have to be isomorphic with the menu. Now, what does this mean in practice? Basically, a woman should be able to look at you, at your branding, and come away with a decent idea of what might be in store for her on a date. And just like branding, amazingly enough, this can be accomplished through careful attention to your appearance. Now, men, I want you to look at yourselves. If we dropped you in an unfamiliar place and people could only see what you looked like, could they get a plausible sense of who you are and what you're about? If not, then you're wallpaper. Spending just a little time and money on differentiating yourself is time and money well spent. Women are really sensitive to these kinds of things. Having a vibe and a coherent look to your appearance will differentiate you from your immediate environment and competition. It's a risk to stand out, but it might be more of a risk not to. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And if you've gotten this far, you might as well like this episode and subscribe.